la 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 la. La 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 la. Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paperboy, the evening TV. How did I get delivered here? Somebody tell me please. Cause this whole world is just really confusing me. Clouds as mean as you've ever seen. Ain't a bird that knows your tune. Then a little voice inside of you whispers, kid, don't sell your dreams so soon. Everywhere you look, everywhere you go, there's a heart, a hand to hold on to. Everywhere you look, everywhere you face, somebody who needs you. You're lost down there and you're all alone. A light is waiting to carry you home. Everywhere you look, la 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 la, la 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 la.
Alright, now, I usually tell people, man, I've ever seen a mouse with teeth like this, I'd change the trap I use. But look at these teeth, don't they look like people teeth? More than they do of animal?
Yeah, they look like molars.
Yeah. Anyway. Well, you're a funny one. A couple of days ago, I had a lady out here, she was a dentist. Anyway, I'm talking away, telling her, she goes, hey, look, he's got a cavity. I go, well, I don't think he really cares anymore. And I said, if you're really concerned, I said, look, he needs a bridge too.
Ooh.
You? Okay, anyway. This is having a pig. Like I say, it looks like a pig, smells like a pig, but it's a rodent. Now, a lot of people will tell you these things are mean or aggressive. They'll chase you, knock down, eat you, and all that. That's not true. A regular pig or a boar, they will knock you down, eat you, and all that. That is true. These guys are more afraid of you than you are of them. A lot of people come out here and go hiking around the mountains and all that. Say there's a trail you're on, they use the same trail. You come across these guys, they'll scatter off and run down the trail. But if you have a pet with you, they'll go after the pet. If you corner one or they have babies, they'll protect themselves, but that's just natural instincts. I've seen people run down the trail with 3 or 4 of these right behind them, and they're going like, oh shoot. If they'd step off the trail, they'd run right on by them.
Oh.
These guys got very poor eyesight, like I say, you only see like 6, 7 feet ahead of them. So when you're running down, that's just like you run down the trail, they're just following you because you're running down the trail, not because they're chasing you. Just like the ones behind him aren't chasing him, they're just following him. Yeah. Like I say, they're nocturnal animals too, so if you're going to see them, they're going to be out there at night. And if you're out there at night, you got more things to worry about than this guy. You'll smell this guy before you see him. The other ones, you won't see him at all until you see him up close. But now, pigs and boar, they have big old tusks right here. They curve back, they're razor sharp. They're used for defense, cutting meat off the bone and all that. These guys are herbivores. And they use these to dig up roots out of the ground. Okay. So there's no reason for them to chase you, eat you or nothing because like I say, they don't eat meat. So isn't that crazy though?
Wow. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Look at that.
All right. Now you see that deer right there. Now you guys have white-tailed deer back home?
Yep.
Yeah. This is a mule deer here, which is another species. You can tell the difference in the long ears. Mules have long ears. All right. So now you see this guy right here.
Yes.
You know what that guy is?
Caribou? What is it?
Elk.
Elk?
Okay.
Maybe my guess.
Okay, yes, it is an elk. Now he's not from right here. He's a little further up Flagstaff, Sedona, Grand Canyon, or down by the Mexican border. Now he's just a young one. He's about a 650 pounder. They get about 1,200 pounds or more.
Oh man.
Yeah. Okay, now if you look over here, you have any idea what this sound is called? Very good.
English or whatever.
This is a side saddle. This is what the ladies rode back in the day.
Oh,
now this saddle goes back to the 1800s. Now back then the ladies, they wore a big dress, right? Now they would sit with their back against this. One leg would go down the front here, one down to the stirrup there. They sit like Captain Morgan, you know, kind of.
Yeah.
Now,
Yikes.
in the movies and all that, I'm going to tell you, they're very uncomfortable to ride. So in the movies, the ladies, when they rode here, their leg would go down the side like normal. Their dress would cover it. If they took a shot in the movie, it'd be from here up, so you wouldn't see it anyway. This leg was always fake. Did you know that?
No.
Well,
No.
it was. By chance, did anybody watch Princess Diary?
Yeah.
Yes.
In that movie, they make fun of that leg. You don't remember that? Well, they made fun of it in that leg. I've never seen the movie. I get told about it every day I talk about this thing. So I hope they're true, but anyway. So anyway, it is true. Now, you look at this stirrup here. Now, I had an 8-year-old girl couldn't get her foot in there. So you can see they were very petite back then, which they were.
Oh my gosh,
But a lot
yeah.
of people don't realize, this goes back to the 1800s, that the ladies, they actually bound their feet like the Orientals did. They wore the corsets and everything.
Yep.
I think they're just into bondage. No. Okay. Anyway. Now, I've been running horses, like I say, all my life. I've actually rode one of those once just to see what it was like, but I wasn't wearing a big dress.
No.
No, it was tight. It wasn't big. I was going for the full effect.
So who came up with the idea to get a hold of one of those, or find one of those, or buy one of those? I mean, that's not something you come across every day, no?
That's why it's so neat.
Yeah.
A lot of people haven't seen it. But they know about it. Everybody knows what they are, kind of thing, but they've never seen one. But anyway, yeah. Now, like I say, I was riding one of those one time. Well, anyway, you know, you see in the movies the ladies are running down the plains lickety split. If your horse makes a quick right or left turn, all you're going to see is bloomers.
Right.
And thank God I had them on.
Right.
Yeah, because it would have been ugly. Now, you know why ladies had to ride those? Since you asked all those other questions. You know why?
No.
Proper ladies weren't allowed to spread their legs back then.
Yeah.
Thank God they got over that one. Anyway. Any idea what this thing was used for? Or used for? Any idea what this was, what it is?
No.
Isn't that weird looking?
Yeah.
Well, it's actually a seed pod. It's called the Devil's Claw.
But you can see where the seeds came out in the
Yeah.
middle. Yeah, it
Now
looks
this-
like milkweed on steroids with horns and stuff.
They look like mammoth tusks.
Oh, wow.
The seeds in here are edible, and they're not bad either. The devil made me eat them though. Anyway, isn't that funny? Now these things grow off a vine out here, and when they hit the ground like this, the animals will walk along, they'll step through it, and then they'll carry it away and deposit seeds along the way, or it'll hang onto their fur or something, and they'll transport it off. Isn't that crazy though?
That is.
The desert's got some weird stuff in it, I'm going to tell you. All right, now I'm not sure if you want all this, but are you ready for this?
Yep.
You are? You sure? You're not
What's
going to
in
yell at
there?
me?
Oh!
Ew.
No, I wasn't thinking
I
that.
didn't think so, but you said yeah.
Gross.
Holy.
They're frozen?
You want to know anything about them?
Sure.
Careful what you ask for, I tell you.
Oh my gosh.
I call these snake sickles because
Oh.
they're frozen. They're just chilling.
Yeah.
All right, hold on here.
This is interesting.
Jeez Louise.
Now, believe it or not, I caught all these guys. And I caught them all by hand. I just caught them again right now.
Don't want them to stay out too long.
What's that?
Guess we don't want them to stay out too long. CPR.
Yeah, you know why?
Dang.
I'll tell you that one in a minute. Well, first, before we get into these, I'm going to show you this guy. This guy's cool.
Whoa, I've never seen anything like that.
Oh,
You know what he is?
No.
Coral snake?
See?
a baby. Or
Yes,
is he,
it's a baby coral snake.
but if he got you and he was big.
He's deadly. If he gets this size, he's deadly. Now, the thing is, I brought these guys out and no one said a thing about him. I bring him out, everybody knows who it is. Isn't that crazy? Anyway, they're very rare around here. I got this guy out on a trail. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't get him. My horse did. My horse stepped on him right there. But anyway, I thought he was so kind of cool, so I just brought him in here and put him in the freezer with the rest of them. But like I say,
So there's
he's
a
too
twin
small-
to him.
He's too small to even bite you right now.
Yeah. There's a twin to him that's
Yes,
See his head?
it's corn snake, and they're non-venomous.
yeah.
You know, You know the old saying, yellow and black kills Jack?
What's the saying?
That's as much as I know because I get it all mixed
It's
up.
the way of the colors tells you
Yes.
whether he's the
What's
poisonous.
other guy that's
Corn
like it?
snake.
That's what?
Yellow, black
That's
kills Jack.
non-venomous.
Yeah.
It looks just like you.
And what's he called?
What's who called?
This is the
one?
coral.
Oh, he said coral.
Yeah, and what's the other one?
Corn.
Corn. Got it.
Auntie Carol might have some of those in North Carolina.
Yeah. well,
She doesn't, or she has cotton something.
rattlers.
Cotton somethings.
Okay.
You cut-
Now
you
here
chop
we go
them
on
off.
to these here. Now these are all rattlesnakes. They all had heads and they all had rattles. Now these guys I've had for a while and they've lost their rattles going in and out of the freezer or someone's taken them. This guy I got about 2 weeks ago. That's why he still has his rattles. All right. So now, on that note, there's 34 varieties of rattlesnakes in the world. We have 13 variety here in Arizona. This is just 4 of them.
Wow.
Now, this is the most common one. This is the Western Diamondback. Now, you know raccoons are black and white. You see his black, oh shoot, he's all frosting up. You see he's all black and white here, tail?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, okay, this is a coon-tail variety of the Western Diamondback, most common. Then there's this guy now. This is a tiger snake. You see the stripes and all that?
Yes.
Okay. And then there's this guy. Now, he's not from right here. He's a little further up in elevation where there's trees. This is a timber rattler. He hides in the shadows of the trees. These guys down here, they hide in on the desert floor. All right, then there's this guy. Now, this is the bad guy of all of them. He's the most aggressive and the most venomous snake we have out here. It's called the green Mojave. See how he's kind of green?
Yeah, you can see it in the light.
Yep, we'll put him over there for now. All right, so now, you see I cut their heads off. Now, the reason I did that is to kill them. And now I don't kill anything for no reason. These guys basically all came from the property here. We have people and children here all the time, so I could take this guy out there, let him go, he'll come right back. So I saved him a trip, I just put him in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so now the other biggest reason I cut their head off is their venom is in their head. It'll stay venomous for up to 7 years after they're dead.
Really?
So I cut the head off, disposed of it properly so I can show you safely, because undoubtedly somebody's going to want to stick their finger in there, and well, that just ain't a good idea.
For 7 years?
Yes. Isn't that crazy? All right, so now say we're out there riding on the trail, we run across one of these guys on the trail. They'll try to get away from you. They really have nothing to do with you. You're too big for them to eat. They don't want to waste their venom on you, so they'll scurry off. But if you did get too close to one of these and got bit, you have 2 hours to get to help. You'll be okay. They'll give you the anti-venom shot. Wherever they bit you, you're going to need a skin graft because their venom dissolves flesh. They bite their prey, dissolve from the inside out so they can digest it. Okay? Now we go back to this guy, the bad guy.
When are they the most active around here? If you say you caught them or they just went into hibernation, is that what
They just went in about a week and a half ago.
So are they dormant during the swarm?
Yes, right now.
They just
No.
like,
No, they're dormant now.
okay,
They come out when it warms up.
got it.
Okay, now this guy, like I say, is a bad guy. You run across him on the trail, like I say, he won't move. These guys will take and scurry off. He'll hold his ground, and when he does, you'll see him pop his head up like this. You'll see him go back and forth. He's trying to detect your body heat and where you are. Once he detects where you are, he'll come right after you. Now he'll come right to you until you walk off and leave him behind, which you can do. He can't run or anything. He has no legs. But I'm going to tell you, I wouldn't stop and tie your shoe or anything, because he'd be on your heartbeat. If he catches up with you and bites you, you have 2 hours to get to help here.
Yeah.
You got 15 to 20 minutes to live here.
Oh my God.
Now, to be somewhere where he is at 15, 20 minutes from help, pretty unlikely. You're about an hour and a half right now from help. So now he's got this guy's venom that dissolves flesh. Then he's got his own, which is worse. It's a neurotoxin. It shuts down your internal organs just like that. Now, the anti-venom for this snake doesn't work on this one or this one. They all have their own.
Yeah, yeah.
So you have to know what kind of snake it is.
I
that bit you.
remember that in working in the ER occasionally because Blue Hills had one kind of
Yeah.
rattlesnake and you had to have anti-venom, but it was specific for whatever was at Blue Hills Reservation.
Right now, the thing is, they'd like you to bring that snake with you to the hospital, just because of that reason. Most people don't know what kind.
What got you? Yeah.
So, like that's going to happen though. So I recommend we all carry these here. At least take a picture of it, and that way you can at least see what kind
Oh,
it is. So
that's
give you the
smart.
right antidote for it. Because if not, they have to give you a cocktail of sorts of each one, and that's
Yeah.
not as effective as having the right one.
Probably wicked expensive.
Okay, so
too.
now on that note, do you know how they make antivenom?
How?
They
Take a little of
they
it.
milk the snake,
Now
right?
they do. Now what? Shook that right in your arm.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you ever figure out anything?
It was low battery. You're out of battery.
I just charged it.
0%. It said.
Well, it's draining it. I just charged it just before you guys showed up. So there you go. That's what I was wondering. Okay.
I don't know how, so they milk the stuff and then they must take out.
Well, I'll tell you how they do it. No one really knows. I've only talked to one person, I think, in the whole time being here.
Because I've seen the guys that actually catch them and they
Yeah.
kind of like.
Yeah. Well, they milk the snake, then they take that venom and they inject it into a horse. The horse makes antibodies against the venom. They extract that out of the blood to make the serum. Now, if a horse were to be bitten by one of these, it'd be in the leg area. It'd cause swelling. You wouldn't ride him for a few days, but he'd be just fine. The reason for that is not only does he make the antibodies against the venom, he has so much muscle tissue body mass, it disperses through his body. Just like a child being bitten in an adult, it's worse for the child. The only time it'd be an issue with the horse is if he got bit on the nose. And the reason for that is horses only breathe through their nose, so it causes constriction of the airway. So the way I go about that is during snake season, I'll carry a rubber hose about that long. If he got bit on the nose, I'd stick it right up his sinuses and he'd breathe through that. Just like a tracheotomy kind of a thing. And
Before he started swelling.
before he did, yeah. Now, I actually had to do that once, not here, but back home. And I'm going to tell you, when something like that happens and you're out there in the middle, the littlest thing goes wrong and it all goes south. Okay? Well, I just happened to have a hose with me and everything, so it happened, I put it, and everything, it all turned out perfectly, like unbelievable well. I mean, it saved the horse's life, we made it home and everything else. I mean,
Oh my God.
just what a weird,
Yeah,
right, 'cause
yeah.
like I say, usually things don't go that good.
That's something that you don't know. That's
Yeah.
years of knowing.
So anyway, on that note, have you ever eaten rattlesnake?
No. Have you ever tried it, Kevin? You'll try anything.
Well, I've eaten my share. If you didn't know what it was and you cook it right, you'd probably eat it. Just knowing it's a snake is enough to turn you off. If it's cooked right, it's tender and everything. Everybody says it tastes like chicken, but everything tastes like chicken.
Yeah.
So if it's cooked right, it's tender and it's good. If it's not cooked right, it's like calamari. It's chewy and it's not so good. Most of the places around here, they deep fry it. Well, deep fried and tastes like whatever they deep fried prior to it. So hopefully it's something good rather than another snake.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So on that note, have you ever heard a rattlesnake rattle in person? Have
You
ever-
did on one of your,
Have you ever seen it on TV?
or did you go to a museum? And it could,
Have you ever seen it on TV? Well, was it surround sound? If it wasn't surround sound, it wasn't real. It was a joke.
Yeah.
Anyway, here we go. This is his rattle right here. All right, you see these are called buttons on here. Have you heard the old saying that each one of those buttons is how old they are? Have you heard that?
no.
Is that true?
Well,
No.
I grew up hearing that, and I'm going to tell you, my parents lied to me. It's just a myth.
Oh, okay.
What it is they're born with that black button on there. As they eat, they grow, and as they grow, their skin gets tight, they shed. Every time they shed, they get a button. So it basically tells you they've eaten well.
Or how,
They
well,
can
tell you
shed-
how old they are?
No.
No.
They can shed a couple times a year, depending on how much food they got around them.
Oh,
If it was true about the age thing, they lose their buttons too, so they'd be going backwards instead of forward.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just a myth. Anyway, as for what it sounds like, well, I'm going to tell you, you really can't make it sound the way they do. Okay, they shake this thing at 50 times a second, so it's a buzz more than it's a rattle.
that
Now,
sounds.
I'm going to tell you right now, we get rides out there and people go, oh, is that a rattlesnake I just heard? No. If you ever heard one rattle in person, you won't ask if it's a real one. You'll know. You'll know. It's a definite sound. Like I say, it's a buzz more than it's a rattle anyway. But anyway, everything that breathes really knows that that's a warning sign or danger. Yeah. What else?
Why do they rattle? Do we know why they rattle?
Yeah. To warn you to stay away. Like I say, they don't want nothing to do with you. You're too big for them and all that. And so they'll rattle to keep you away.
And what are these guys looking
Now-
to eat?
Small rodents, up to a baby rabbit.
So there was holes.
I know.
like little teeny
you were
holes,
too
but-
far. You were too far back to hear me. Those are not snake
It
holes.
wasn't snake holes.
Okay.
I yelled at that to everybody else.
Well, I wasn't reassured
You were
because I
too
was
far.
back here
Yeah,
with
they're
my
just-
pal.
Yeah, they're just
My teenager.
pack rats, lizards, frogs.
All kinds of stuff
Yeah,
in little
little
holes.
critters.
Yeah.
So how do you catch these snakes? You just,
I don't recommend it, but I catch them.
you just
I hear them on my hand, fingers.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You want to see how? I'll bring him back to life in just a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
And what eats them? Anything?
The red-tailed hawks around here, other birds of prey. Coyotes will eat them once in a while, but not really too
Yeah,
much.
yeah, I was hoping we would see something. I know we wouldn't see osprey because they're water, but what would we see for big birds of prey
They're
out
out there.
here?
Hawks are out
Just the
there.
red-tailed hawk is really the only thing I have out here,
Yeah.
other than ravens.
Yeah.
All right, this is a snake here. This is head right there. What I do, I get my hand out here and get him distracted this way, and I go.
Crazy.
Now you notice I didn't miss.
Yeah.
But now the thing is now you got him by the throat. I told you how he makes his venom is for the glands he has, and it's right here.
Right.
So when you catch him like this and you're holding him, you're squeezing that venom into his fangs. He usually releases it to his fangs, but you've done that for him now, so now he's ready to go. So
Yeah.
now you got to be careful what you're doing from here on. So you either cut his head off now or you throw him back. Well, a lot of people do is go like that. Well, he'll snap right back and get
Yeah.
you. So if you're going to do it, just give him a toss. You saved his life by not cutting his head off, and you're not going to hurt him. Just give him a toss. That way you're out of danger.
Get 'em.
Now, I say now that you've done that, you know you can cut their head off. The body will wiggle around until about sunset or so, or a couple hours anyway. Did you know that?
Wow.
It's true. As long as their body's warm, their muscles are still sending off electrodes, to it, so they'll be wiggling around. All right, you cut the head off. You know the head can still bite you.
What?
On the head
No, it's
that
true. What?
you cut it off.
You cut it off. That head can still bite you. All it is the head from here on.
Now,
Well, I'm going to tell you, I've cut the head of the snake off. The head's wiggling around, bumping the head there. The head bite himself. A lot of people get bit that way just because of that. Because a lot of times they'll cut it out and they'll go to pick it up. You're supposed to dispose of it, because you don't want to leave it around anywhere animals can get it because they'll eat it and die.
Right.
So you dig a hole, big deep hole, or you burn it. I usually burn them. But you should use a stick or a shovel or something to pick up that head because it'll go, if you have gloves on, it'll go right to your gloves. So anyway, isn't that crazy?
So you just pick
That's
it up and
crazy.
you go,
Yeah. But then there's like this guy here, the green Mojave. I won't get near one of these. I won't try to catch it at all.
you didn't catch that one?
No, I shot him.
No.
No head. Have you ever shot a snake? I'll tell you a little secret. When you get them coiled up like this, they're ready to strike at anything that goes, right? Okay, so what you do is hopefully you have a rifle, not a pistol. Pistol you got a little closer, but a rifle. Like I got friends that'll take it, shoot a snake, and they'll shoot it 5-6 times. They'll hit it all over the body. All they do is maim it. They don't really kill it. Well, I'm against that. If I'm going to kill something, I'm going to do it. So anyway, you take 2 shots out of your rifle. You point that at him like from here. He'll look right down that barrel. I don't care what you're doing. He'll just like so. So it's a headshot every time. They hunt by heat sensor, and that's all in their nose. You heat the barrel up, they think it's prey. So they're going to look right down that barrel, and then you see a big flash.
Good night.
But like I said, I won't get near one of these. 15 minutes ain't enough time to say goodbye.
Yeah.
So,
That's amazing.
any questions about any of this? Because
No, that's
great.
cool.
Very
okay, now
Absolutely.
You know,
And what it says to me is don't go walk in places that you don't, I mean,
Stay
well,
on-
this is what I tell people.
Yeah,
Usually,
I'm scared of
this is your last day here. Most people, they come here sometime at the beginning of their trip, and then they go from here up to Flagstaff, Sedona, and all that. Well, that's where these guys here are. There's a couple. I got this guy nearby, but there's not a lot of them. They're all mainly up there in the high desert or down by the border. So usually people are going that way on their vacation. So you should know about this stuff before you run into it, because once you run into it, it's too late.
Right.
So it's nice to know ahead of time. That's where this all comes about. So, yeah. Now, what was I going to tell you, though? Something good. You know what to do when you hear one rattle. How's that?
What do you do?
Well, see, this is where a lot of people go wrong. Say it's a
Don't
trail
go
you're
right.
on. These guys hide next to the trail under a bush or something. They ambush whatever goes by the trail. All right, you're walking out there. Usually you shouldn't be out there alone, so there should be a couple of you. So you're walking down the trail. The first guy will walk by the snake. Second guy, he'll wake him up kind of deal, and the third guy gets bit. What does that tell you? Don't be the last guy in line.
Yeah.
So now, say
Willie,
you walk-
you today.
Willie.
That's what I said. So now you're walking along and you hear one, you don't see him, but you hear it. What are you gonna do?
Stop.
What?
Are you supposed to like be very quiet? Or
Well, you don't see it, what are you gonna do?
you hear
Okay,
it?
usually people say, oh, I'm gonna just turn around and run back down the trail. Well, that's the absolutely worst thing you could do, because you probably already passed him.
Yeah.
Now you run back by him, he's gonna get you. So like I say, if you don't see him, now if you see him now, you know where he's at, and you know what, you can go the opposite direction. But if you don't see him now, like I say, what you should do is just stop right there. Figure out where he is, where the noise is coming from. Now you gotta do it quick, because once you stop, he'll settle down and quit rattling. Well, now you're stuck, because now you don't know where he's at, and you don't know which way to go. So now what you should do, and where people go wrong, and what you want to do is just pick your foot up off the ground a little bit and just kind of quiver it like this. Now, if he's anywhere in striking distance, he'll start rattling again. He won't strike at it, but he'll start rattling again. It's only when you do this that he'll strike at you. So just pick it up, just shake it a little bit, and he'll start rattling. That'll give you another time to
He's
find
trying
out
to
where he's
determine
at.
exactly where you are.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'm
Exactly.
not ever in that situation. Where
No.
Well, but you
We've
will
taken
be
many
someday.
steps.
That's just it. You never know.
No.
I've been in it a couple times, and like I say, it's good to know what to do, because you make the right move rather than the wrong one. And when you're out there like that, you don't want to make a wrong one. There's enough things to worry about. So anyway, so then when you find out where he's at, then you just make your move the other way. But back to where he's eating. I seen a rattlesnake last year. I had a rattlesnake about this size. He ate a baby rabbit. Now they can extend their jaws to open them up to get that rabbit in. Well, once he got it inside, he couldn't move. He was stuck. The rabbit was so heavy and he's imploded,
Yeah.
he couldn't even move, which makes him very vulnerable. But anyway, it was pretty weird to see it. Now I got to get them back in before they thaw out. You know
Yeah.
why?
That was cool.
You know why?
Good job.
Why?
They thaw out, they start crawling around looking for their head.
Well, that's what I wondered. It's like
They're
mammalian
gonna come
things.
back to life in a little
Except for
bit.
now I know some of them don't have their
Is
heads.
it true if one
Yeah.
of your friends gets bitten, you can you should
Suck the venom out like in the movies?
No.
No.
I don't know who's going to do that for you. I mean, I don't know anybody.
No, I wouldn't. I'd be like, whoo.
I just say you're
Good
gonna-
luck,
On your
Kevin.
own.
I just say you're going to die.
I'd be like, woo. Go to the hospital. That's
Yeah.
about it.
But
Not
all those
sucking
things are
everybody
meant, like I say, cutting it open above
Yeah,
the
well, they
thing.
always made an X in the movie and
Yeah,
then
exactly.
immediately started,
Blood only goes one way,
yep.
right? You can't suck it backwards. So I don't know where that
And
comes
if you
from.
cut an artery,
Well, that, and if you cut it open, all you do is open yourself up to infection and everything else. I mean, and like tourniquets, worst thing you can do too. Because all you're doing is balling all that up in one spot, and then when you let it off, it all goes to your heart and you die.
yeah.
So you want it to just go slowly to your heart, so you stay calm and get
Yep.
to help. That's the best thing you can do. You got 2 hours to get there.
Wow.
Now, if you ever had problems with people stealing things out of your refrigerator, it's a good way to figure out who it is. Yeah,
I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that.
I was not expecting
We're not done
snakes.
yet.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm getting there. You want another beer or anything, guys?
Sure.
I'm good
I'll do
with
it,
my wine.
Budweiser. Thank you.
Okay. You want wine?
I'll
You are the
just
snake whisperer and the horse whisperer.
got
You're
many,
everything.
I got many different
Yeah.
hats.
a little splash, not a big splash.
Problem.
Splash.